Okay, like all of you have your Fabric accounts in hand, right? Like there is no issue with the account now.
Yeah.
All the things are sorted, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll just get a small revision of One Lake and Lakehouse, how it is going to sit inside a Fabric. So if this is one lake, we have different workspaces inside one lake, and in that workspaces, we will have the data stored in the with the help of the data items. Data items are nothing but the house or any kind of storage systems are called as data items in Fabric. So everything comes under the one lake SAC. So on top of it, we have the workloads connected to it, or you can tell it as a system to operate or organize the data or transform the data. You have some kind of workloads which you can connect to these one lake or the lake houses and manage your data. So one among them is data factory and data warehouse and real-time intelligence. We'll be going through this one by one in detail. For today, we'll be dealing with the storage area, that is one lake and the lake house, and also we'll see how they are organized with each other. So as I told you earlier, one lake is a unified storage system where the workspaces are stored inside it in the form of delta package format. Like you can imagine the workspace as a file format, that is delta package format, stored inside the one lake. And on top of that, you can connect the Fabric workloads, like whether it might be an external workload that is connected using any kind of APIs, or if it is an internal workload like data factory, data warehouse, or real-time systems, you can just use the Fabric workload. So this is the second part of it. Coming to the third part, now if the data is stored in the complete external services, it is out of the Fabric cloud. If it is on Oracle or if it is on Amazon S3 storage, Google, any other storages in the buckets or anywhere, and you want to access the data using the Fabric. So the beauty of this Fabric One Lake is, yeah, it has environment that can connect through a API for from the external resources in order to work with the data. So suppose if you think that our data is stored in Amazon S3, in some scenario you want to use this data and you want to get some analysis out of it and get some results out of it, but you're in some workspace inside one lake and you want to access this data. So in order to get this data, you have to ingest the data to the one lake space. So you cannot move whole of the data by building pipelines and all. You don't have so much time. So you want only a part of a data that has to be analyzed, or you want to look at the data and get some information out of it. That time you will use this shortcut accesses, which is more reliable when compared to the ingestion through pipelines. So you can create a shortcut inside your lakehouse, inside the workspace, and you can create a shortcut for these external things, and you can fetch the data over there and you can analyze it. So this is one of the benefit of using the Fabric One Lake architecture. So moving further, now you have stored the data inside this lakehouse. Now, how do you compute it? I mean, how do you query it? So these are the serverless compute tools like Spark, or it might be SQL, KQL, or any other analytical services. You will just use the endpoints and start querying the data using these compute tools. So, and then you will visualize the results in this particular workloads. So now we will see how it looks in the,
Sir,
yeah, please
those
tell.
serverless computes are already integrated in Microsoft Fabric environment.
Yes, yes, it's already integrated in the environment.
Okay.
You just have to start it. Like suppose when I tell Spark, you need to just start the Spark session. For SQL, you already have a pad ready over there. You can just write the queries and run the queries. Similarly, in the KQL, you will have its own interface ready when you work with the real-time data.
Okay.
So coming back to our Fabric account. So now I have logged into my Fabric account. So this is my free trial account. Still I have 50 more days to go. So let me tell you some important things over here. So once you come to Fabric, you will have a switch access to Power BI too. So make sure you're inside the Fabric environment. So there is also a Power BI environment over here. Please do not switch to it. We will only be focusing on the Fabric environment. Please keep yourself in the Fabric. So that is the first. So second point is we need to understand what and all these menu bar contains. So first thing is your home button. This is the home page of the Fabric where you can understand some simple things, or if you have gone through some of the data concepts like if you have worked in the data engineering projects, you will be understanding what is Mendelian architecture, all these things. This will be coming a bit later in our classes. So these are the some general and basic concepts where a data engineer or a data scientist will be knowing all these basic terms. So on a high level, this is a Mendelian architecture. You can just go through it whenever you're free. And this is a Lambda function, and these are the machine learning models. And there are different functions as well, which can be used directly in the notebooks by just importing the libraries and these models to work with the data. All these things will be coming step by step in our later classes. So for now, we'll focus on the storage. So I'll just explain you these menu bar as well. So these are nothing but the workspaces. Whatever the workspaces you create will be listed down over here. And one lake catalog is nothing but where you can see all the lake houses created in a single place. So you can see what are the lake houses you create inside a workspace. You will be able to see all the items over here. So you can also see the governance. So we will be speaking about the governance and the
So,
security
so
in the
one
lake.
second.
Okay.
How this one lakh catalog came? Which button we need to click it?
It's in the left menu.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
One lakh catalog. Okay, okay.
Where you will be able to see all the one lake storage items. Any
Okay.
questions?
No, no.
Okay.
So, whenever we create the lake house, automatically the lake mode and that SQL analytical mode, these two automatically created, right? Endpoint.
Okay, I'll come to that point. Okay, so here you'll be able to see your created lakehouses, all the storages over here. And if you have enrosed any items, you will be able to see it over here. So after this, you will have something called monitor.
So what is
Any
meant by endorsed?
where a kind of data is already in a gold layer, or we can tell it as data is already clean and it is good for to be used in the
For the
analytics.
analysis,
Yes,
right? Oh,
that is what it is
that
held.
data will be there in the endorsed items.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
I'll give you a bit more information after I do some more research on it by
Sure.
next hands-on.
Okay.
Okay. Then comes the monitor. So in this fabric, we'll be running like small pipelines, and we'll be doing some operations. Like example, we have a data in. For example, you can think of a data in a lakehouse. Now the data is in a CSV format. Now you want to store the same data in the form of a table. So you load the data into the table. All the operations you can monitor from this monitor sheet. Or if you are running a pipeline. So if you just click on this monitor, if you come back to the home page and click on this monitor, you will be able to see the status of the pipeline. So you'll be able to see what kind of activity it is, and what is the status, and what is the item type, and what is the start date and time, and by whom it has been run, and by what is the workspace it is running from. Then comes the real-time analytics. Real-time analytics or a real-time hub is a place where So it is a place where all the event data, where you can handle, organize, and transform your event data. Event data in the sense, the data that is coming from any kind of electronic gadgets, whether it might be an IoT device or any kind of devices that has a frequency-based data, or live weather inputs from the data, or if you want to store the wind speed or something like that. If you want to get some data related to the natural calamities, then you'll be using real-time hub in order to pull the data and work with it. Do this as a part of the fabric in the later stages. So all these things will be explained a bit later when we enter into the real-time analytics. So coming to the workloads, as of now, we have internally, we have data warehouse and data factory. Then we have a Power BI. All these are the workloads that are internally connected already to the fabric. So there are some workloads, whether it can be Databricks or any other external sources where you want to connect to this fabric environment and use the data which is present in the fabric environment. Then you call it as partner environments. These are all partnered environments. So if you have the data here, and if you want to use the Informatica tool to ensure the quality of data, yeah, you can just add it and use it. The current organization should be having the license towards it. Suppose if you are using Informatica, the company should have the Informatica licenses for the data quality testing. So there are n number of workloads over here which can be connected to Fabric. And these are the internal workloads which are already available in Fabric. So this is used for data engineering. These are used for data pipelines, a kind of ETL tool. And this is used for the data science models. It can be even machine learning models. And you will be storing the data in the data warehouse. Then this comes into picture. So similarly, there are databases available here. There are some end-to-end architectures which would be available very soon in this industry solutions. And as you know, Power BI analytical tool is a kind of a workload available over here. And as I told you, real-time intelligence. If you want to play with the streaming data, then this comes into picture. Okay, let me go back to the home page. So these are the basic things in the fabric. So first thing, when you just open a fabric is, first thing is you'll need to create a workspace to work with anything. So let us create it. So to create a workspace, you can just click on this new workspace and give a unique name to it. And as of now, I don't have any descriptions. I'll give as a demo class for Lakehouse. As I don't have any domain set, so it has not been created over here. I don't have any image for this. This is in the trial version. Do not switch to any of these modes as of now, because this would start troubling your account. So do not switch anything over here.
What's there in the domain?
Okay, domain is nothing but if you have every workspace will have some kind of domain. Whenever I tell a domain, it can be an insurance related data. That is one domain. And when I talk about healthcare data, that is healthcare is one domain. So they would have different domains. So you can just select it. The organization would have created it for
Okay, then.
each of. And just click on apply now. So this is how you create a workspace. So the name of the workspace is here, and you will have some options over here. So if you want to create any new items, you can just click on this and create a new item inside the workspace and new folder. So it is used like if you want to create a folder within this workspace, you can just create it. And if you have a workspace ready, like if it is in some other system or some other user is already having some workspace, and if you want to migrate to here, or if you have an offline copy of it, you can just import it through your local machines. And migrate is nothing but if it is in some other workspace, or if you want to move these workspace to any other outside the fabric, or if you want to bring it over here, if you have the workspace in Azure, you want to bring it over here, you can use this migrate to fabric option, which has been recently added to fabric. Just deep dive into this as of now. Okay. And here you can manage the access. Like suppose if you want to add people and give the access, you can just add their mail ID, and you can give the access whether you want the member, whether the user should have a contributor role where he can have a minimal edit option, and whether he can be a member or he can just be a viewer. And you can just add the email of that particular person, and you can just click on add. So that is how you manage the workspace securities. Here there are general settings of the workspace. We'll be talking this whenever we speak about the security of the data warehouses and workspaces. So now first thing in this workspace is I need a storage. So we are already inside one lake. So inside one lake, we are creating a lake house. I'll just create a lake house over here. So by clicking on the new item, I'll get this. So Lakehouse is used for storing big data, and it is very feasible for cleaning the data and querying the data. And also you can also share the data from this Lakehouse to the external resources as well. Okay, I'll give a unique name to this Lakehouse. So I'll give it as sales, and I'll create it. We have the Lakehouse ready for us now. So here are a few things. On your left hand side, you will be able to see the name of the lake and whichever what are the tables it contains and what are the files it contains. So when I click on the files, you will be able to see the files. As of now, I have not uploaded any files, any kind of documents over here. And tables, when you click on tables, you will be able to see the tables created in this lakehouse. As you saw pop up just a few seconds ago, uh, like the lake house has two parts. Like you can work in the lake house in two ways. One is in the lake house mode, and one is in the SQL endpoint. In the lake house mode, you can edit and play with the data, whereas in the SQL endpoint mode, it is only a read-only access, and it is used for analysis and reporting most of the time, just for querying the data. But you cannot insert or update the data in this case. If you want to insert or update the data, or if you want to change the data, then you can only do it in the lakehouse mode. So now here are some options in the menu bar. So this is the refresh button. If you feel sometimes if the lakehouse is stuck, you can just click on this.
Sir,
This
in the
refresh.
Explorer, you created the sales lake, right? I can
Uh,
see the sales lake. So it is we created or
like you're telling about this is yeah.
no. The sales lake I can see. Okay.
Uh,
This one, how it came, we created, right? This
yes,
one?
this is the name of the lake house, right? Whatever we
Lake
create.
house. Okay.
So first thing is we created a workspace. Inside the workspace, we are creating a lake house.
Lake
So
house.
whatever
Okay.
the name we give to the lake house, that is what is seen.
Okay.
So this is the guys are clear with this sales link, how it is appearing over here.
Yes, sir.
So here in the menu bar, you have settings where you can even change the name of the lakehouse if you want to. And if you have any enrolled data, you can also store it over here. And if you have any shortcut connections to this lake, you can see it over here. And this is the SQL endpoint string. Suppose you are using a Power BI desktop and your data is in the Fabric and it is in the cloud. So now you want that data which is in the cloud in Fabric on your Power BI desktop in order to analyze the data. So during that time, you can use this connection string and connect it to your Power BI desktop account, and you can get the data over there. So this is SQL endpoint works. If you want to explore the data or explore the data to a user, then you will be using this. So if you want to even downstream the data, you will be again using the same string if the data is stored in the lakehouse. So similarly, if the data is stored in the warehouse, you'll also have this similar kind of SQL endpoint on your warehouse.
Would you
So,
please explain the word downstreaming?
okay, downstreaming is nothing but now you have the data in your lakehouse. Now, think that the data is already cleaned, transformed, and stored it in the lakehouse. Okay. Now I want to analyze this data, get some insights. So suppose
Okay.
you don't have access to Power BI in this online site, like your admin has been blocked you from using it, but you authorized to use the Power BI desktop version by pulling the data from this Fabric
Okay.
Lakehouse. So what you will do is you will go to the Power BI desktop. You will have a SQL Analytics endpoint option over there, and you will come back here in
It's
the
an
Fabric.
address.
Yeah, and you'll take the copy of it. You can take this copy of it, and you can just enter this address over there in the Power BI desktop. By authorizing, by following the authentication process, you will be able to fetch the data that is in the lakehouse inside Fabric in the cloud to your desktop. And then you can start analyzing it and creating the dashboards and reports over there in the desktop itself.
So we can make this link and this address private by protecting it by some kind of authorization, right?
Yeah. That we'll be talking that a bit later when we speak about the security of the Fabric. There is a module
Okay.
called Fabric
Okay.
Security. I'll be dealing all those things there. Like
Okay.
here we have the workspace. We have the particular access to particular members. So with that access, you can restrict this connection string to a particular person. Suppose if I have restricted for a person A, he can only contribute to he can only fetch the data only to a particular account, Power BI account in the desktop. He can only fetch the
Okay.
data to the particular account in the desktop. He cannot, like suppose if a person B cannot fetch the data from this Fabric Lakehouse to his desktop. Even that. So I'll be showing even that, but somewhere in after some a few hands-on of the warehouse, so that it will be very clear on the security part. So are you guys clear till here, like how to create a workspace and how to create a lakehouse? Any
Yes,
doubts
sir.
over here? Similarly, you can see a semantic model. We'll come to this bit later. And there is a notebook option over here. It is similar to the Jupyter notebook where you can run the Python, PySpark codes, and you can transform the data and you can play with the data. And there is a data access preview, so you can manage the security of the storage by using this manage one lake data access preview, where you can also protect your data for a particular person who has to view and who has to not even preview it. You can secure your data to that level also. Coming back, so first thing is I will start loading the data into this lakehouse. So in order to keep my lakehouse clean and organized, I will always create a subfolder to this lakehouse. So first thing is go to files, click on this three dots. You have an option called new subfolder. Click on it and give a subfolder name. I'll just give it as data and create it. So whatever the folders you create should be visible under this files directory. So you will be able to see the data folder under the files. So once you click on this, you'll be able to see this is an empty folder. Now I'm going to add my CSV file to this. So I have my CSV file in my local storage. I'll just upload it from there. If
So
you,
please share it in the chat.
yeah.
Once the lake house is created, here I can see tables and files. That is automatically created when the lake house is created, right, sir?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Tables are there, files are there. So what we'll be storing in the files and what we'll be storing in the tables? Any specific things need to be stored in this folders?
Okay,
Or
I'm coming to this. Now, whatever the data you get here will be in the form of some kind of files.
yeah,
So now, for example, now I'm going to add the data over here in the form of CSV files. Okay.
yes,
Now, the same data I want it to be in the form of tables. I'm going to convert the same data into the form of tables by loading it
okay,
to a table and giving a unique name. That table will be visible under this. As of now, I don't have any table. So even though if I click here, I'm not able to see anything. Now I'm just still loading the data. Once I load, getting the data to the Fabric Lake file system.
So,
Once
sir, my question is, so the data inside the files
Hmm.
is it might be unstructured or semi-structured, but the
Yes,
data inside the table
is
should be
always
or must
structured.
be always structured. Yes.
Yes.
okay,
Okay. I was just about to share a file. Today I'll be sharing. Is that fine?
okay,
Hope my screen is visible, right?
yes.
So what can we use those files that are demo files that are readily available inside the Fabric? We can
You
keep our
can.
pets.
Just so you guys should have received a link on the Zoom itself, GitHub link. Have you guys received the data?
So
In the chat box, or?
That okay.
Yeah, in the chat itself.
so now it's opening, but it's not getting downloaded.
Okay. I'll just show you what to be done. Kind of screen, right? CSV format. It is a CSV file. So once you have opened this, just click Control S. This will drag down to some folder. So I'll just save it in downloads and then click on save. First question is, are you guys able to open that link?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir, we can able to open it.
Okay. Once you open that link, click on Control S.
Control is okay.
So it will be data will be storing it in the local storage of your system in the CSV format, something like
Okay,
this, and click on save. So this will get stored. Please remember the directory where you have stored that downloaded file. So once we are done, we can continue further here. Are we good to go further now?
yeah,
Okay, fetching the data to this lakehouse. So in order to fetch the data here, you can either click on files, go to this data folder, and you can see a get data option here. Click on it and click on upload files. So you'll get this in screen. So here you can just click on this browse icon. This will take you to your local system and just select a file and click on open. So this gets uploaded once you click on upload button over here. So the sales.csv file has been uploaded to the lakehouse under the data folder. So as you can see here, this is the files, this is the data, and we have the sales data loaded over here in the CSV format. Now, until here, there are any doubts? Are you guys able to load the data into ingest the data into the
Yes, sir. Voice.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So the next stage is data in the lakehouse, which is in the CSV format. Like this, suppose if this kind of data is is in some other lakehouse or it is outside of the lakehouse, we'll be creating a shortcut. So I'll come to that shortcuts part bit later. So before that, I'll show you how to load the CSV data into the table. Before that, click on this data over here. Once you click on it, here on the sales.csv file, you have this three dots. Click on it. And here there are some options like load to tables, view and edit, rename the file, or delete the file, or you have the properties of the file. So in the properties, you will be able to see the URL of this path. The ABFS path will be used when we use the notebooks to play with the data, and the relative path is used either in the regular SQL, or sometimes if you're opening your notebook in the same lake and the same directory, you can also use this relative path. So I'll be talking about this whenever we'll be using the Spark or notebook with the Lakehouse or Delta Lake sometime later. So this is what file properties contain. So now our thing is to load this data into tables. So we'll go with the first option, that is load to tables, and click on a new table. We don't have any existing table as of now with the same data. So we'll go with the new table. So here I'll just give the table name as sales data itself. And if my file contains a header, you can just see here, our file contains a header already. So I'll check this box because our file already has a header. So use the header for the column names. If the file doesn't have a header, you can uncheck this. Otherwise, it will take the first line as the header. As of now, I have the header for the CSV file. So for the columns. So I'll be just checking in this and click on load. So this will take a minute to load the data in the form of tables.
So it's showing load table field.
I'll come there. Okay, the table has been created. I can see it here. For the people whom it is showing, if the load is failed, either you would have switched from the Lakehouse mode to the SQL Analytics endpoint mode. That might be the cause over it.
No, I am in Lakehouse mode only.
Okay. Now, as I told you, once I have loaded the CSV file to the tables, I can see the data loaded in, same file stored as a table under the table section. Now, I can also click on this. I'll be able to see the table view of it. This takes some, let me refresh the Lakehouse and see once.
For me, it is working.
Is it working?
Means, yeah, I can able to transfer the CSV file into the tables. That is working. I can
Okay.
able to preview it.
You're able to preview the data in the form of table.
Yeah.
That's great.
How can we check the capacity, sir? Means
We cannot do the changes because we are in a
count.
free trial account. That cannot be
Okay.
done.
So is this the data ingestion or what is this, sir?
This is loading of the data into tables inside the Lakehouse itself. Loading of
Okay.
file data into a table.
So it is not a data ingestion, right?
It is a one type of data ingestion into tables. If I tell data ingestion, there are n number of ways to ingest a data to a
Yes. Mhm.
Lakehouse. It can be from an external source. If you have ADLS2, if you have worked with the Azure Lake system, ADLS, Azure Data Lake system, file system, then you can also have the files loaded to this folder. Under the files folder, you'll be able to see the data load to this folder, and from here you can play with the data.
Okay. So my question is,
Hmm.
here we are uploading only one file, right?
Yes.
We are locating the GitHub, and in the GitHub, only one file is there, downloading it and place it in our local system and uploading that into the Fabric, Lakehouse,
Yes.
right? Why don't we straightly connect to the GitHub and pull the data? That is also possible, right, sir?
That is possible.
Because
Today, I'm only dealing with the basics of Lakehouse.
the basic,
All these
okay,
things comes under the ingestion part, which will be the next topic after the Delta Lake. So first thing is you need to understand the storage, how we are going to store the data. After
okay,
this, it is good. Like we'll be going to the ingestion part of it. How will we be building the pipelines to ingest the data till here?
Okay,
Or if
okay.
you want to use the data from this lake house and go through the transformation, that's the ingestion part where all
Okay,
the
it's a very basic level. Yeah, yeah, fine. Because in the real world, each and every time, because we will be dealing with a large amount of data,
yes, yes,
we will not be downloading it and place it in our local machine, and we.
through the already built pipelines. So data engineers would have built a specific pipelines to transport a data from one external source to one of the lakehouse. So you can just trigger the pipeline, or it will be auto triggered based on the circumstances.
Okay, okay, Nanda.
Yeah, finally done. I think there is some lag, or the capacity would be in use. So just wait for some time, then give a refresh button 2 to 3 times. So it might work. I hope you guys have come to this level, right? Are you able to view the data in the form of table?
Yes, so for me, I can able to do it.
So now we have seen how to load the data into a table. Yeah, the file was in the CSV format. Now we have loaded into a table, giving it I have given it the name as sales data. So if we click on this file view over here instead of table view, you will be able to see the data storage behind it. So I used to tell the data is stored in the open delta packet format, right? So this is how it is going to be stored. You can also see the delta logs. So where it contains when the data has been committed, and as it's a log, it is not getting opened over here. It is a JSON file. You can just query it and open it. So in the file view, you will be able to see this. So this delta log contains all the logs of this particular table, like when it was created and what time it was loaded. And this is the system, Parkway file. Like you can just hover over it and check it. It is a file type is Parkway over here. So this is how the whole workspace gets stored in the one link in the backend. Even the
So
tables
can you
get stored
please
in this format.
open the packet file, sir? Second one.
Okay.
Will it take time or?
Yes, this is how it looks.
Okay. So it's
Sometimes
also
it takes
like a
time.
table.
Yeah.
It is also look like a table, right? Even though if it
Yeah,
is a
it looks
format.
like a table, but before this Fabric product, right, whenever you click on the Parquet file, you need to query it using SQL.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you weren't like you will not be able to see in this manner, because the Fabric has a system which gives you a preview of this Parquet file as well. So all of you guys are clear till here, right? The file view
Yeah.
and the table view of inside after loading the CSV file to a table. Okay. So now we have bought the data to the lakehouse. Now we have loaded the same CSV file to the tables. Now next step is we will see how to query this data. So in order to query this data, we need to switch from the lakehouse mode to the SQL Analytics endpoint mode, because we need to watch the data by querying it, or we need to explore the data by, so just click on it, switch the mode by using on the right corner. So this is a new interface which you will be able to see, similar to the databases which you see it in SSMS or any other like SSMS tools or anything. So you'll be able to see all the schemas by default. And here, one extra thing what you will be able to see is the queries. Whatever the queries you write, you will be saving it over here. So it will be under this. And whatever the shared queries, whether a senior data engineer would have shared a query with you, you will be able to see all the shared queries over this folder. So now I'll be just taking one SQL, new SQL query. So there are different options over here. This is the refresh to get the metadata synced with the Delta Lakehouse. And these are some of the settings of this Lakehouse. And here you have two options. There are two ways to query the data that is in the lakehouse, whether it is in a table format or a file format. If you want to work with the data that is in the lake without editing it, you can either go with the visual query mode or new SQL query mode. For today the SQL query mode. In the upcoming class, I'll be dealing with the visual query mode. So for the using the SQL query mode is nothing but the regular query mode. Like you can just click on the new SQL query, a new blank file or a notepad appears over here. You can just type the query. Like you don't have to select any databases over here. So it is a serverless and easy to use. So first thing is I will select the item, and as it's a sales data, you can see it over here. It has some sales columns. Let me try to bring a revenue column using the quantity and the unit price for each of the items. So I will just use the sum and the quantity star unit price, I guess. Let me check the column names. Quantity and unit price. Yes. As revenue. So the query is ready. Basically, I'm drawing a revenue column using the quantity and the unit price by summing it up and multiplying it. From the sales data table, the table whatever we have created, and grouping it over the item, and we will order by the revenue column in a descending order. So now I have written the query. Now I need to run this query. In order to run this query, you will have a run button over here. So these are case sensitive. Okay, now it's running. And now you can see the revenue column for each of the items. So this is how you query the data using the SQL. So it is similar to the regular SSMS format where you have a database, where you have a table and you are querying it. You're just selecting the columns and querying it. Similarly, here you have the file in the lakehouse and you will be loading it to the table, and then using the SQL endpoints, you will be querying it from the same table which you have created. So is this clear? Do you guys have any doubts until here? It is
Okay.
by default, it gets saved
Same.
under my queries.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? You can even rename this. So is this clear till here? So that tomorrow I can continue with the visual query.
It's clear.
Okay, and one more thing, guys. Once you have used the Fabric account, right, have a habit of deleting all the resources in the Fabric. Suppose if you're using a Fabric paid version, for example, all these resources, whatever you use, will be billed. So make a habit of deleting the workspaces and
Uh,
things, whatever you use.
yes, sir. Please.
Uh,
Okay.
how do we do it? I'll just show it over here. So now you can close all these things. Now you need to go to your workspace. Before you do anything over there, just click on the lake house, and there are three dots over here. You can see delete option over there. Delete it. So my sales lake will be deleted. Anything else, guys? If there are no questions, we can wind up today's class.
That's all for now. Like and subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Thank you.